Okay, time for a new video, and if this is the first video you've seen of mine, then thank you very much for checking it out. It is greatly appreciated. Feel free to take a look at older videos of mine if you so wish. And if this is yet another video of mine that you're seeing, then thank you very much for returning. That is also greatly appreciated. As always, apologies for the average quality of these videos and for the fact that I don't really edit them because it's just easier that way. So if I stumble over my words going forwards, I apologise in advance. So, today is yet another Eurovision related video, more specifically another Melodifestivalen related video, which of course relates to the Swedish national selection for the Eurovision Song Contest. We've already had 2 semi-finals, we have 2 more to go, plus the second chance round and then the grand final at the start of March. It's quite a long process in Sweden, many songs involved. And at the time of recording this video, semi-final 3 takes place tomorrow night at the Tegera Arena in Leksand. As has been the case with the previous 2 weeks, and indeed the 4th semi-final on the 23rd of February, there'll be 7 songs taking to the stage. 3 will be knocked out at the end of the evening. They won't be returning. 2 will go to the second chance round, and 2 will go directly into the grand final. Before I talk about the songs in the 3rd semi-final, I want to briefly talk about the 2nd semi-final, which took place last week, and it was quite surprising in terms of the results. We know that Oscar Enestad, Jan Malmsjö and Margaret are out. Maybe a little bit surprising to many Eurovision fans. Oscar Enestad, formerly of the Foo Conspiracy, or Fo&O, whichever one you prefer, he finished last here despite getting more votes. The system's a little bit different in Sweden this year in terms of how the votes are calculated. But anyway, he came last. And that really was a little bit of a shock to me. Perhaps the subject matter of the song played a part. I know this whole thing with him being in a relationship with an older woman was a little bit controversial in Sweden, so maybe there was a bit of backlash. I don't really know. If you're Swedish, feel free to leave a comment explaining. But yes, he's out. Jan Malmsjö, Leve Livet, that's also out. Not really a surprise. Margaret finishing 5th. That is also a little bit of a surprise. But then again, I thought the performance wasn't that amazing. I thought it was lacking a little extra something. I think Margaret would be much better off representing Poland, which is her home country, but alas. Instead, Andreas Jonsson and Vlad Reiser are through to the second chance round. I'm happy for Andreas. He's a bit of a Melodifestivalen veteran. His song, Army of Us, pretty good. The performance was okay. Vocally, it was okay. I'm not sure it will make the final, but it's a pretty good song nevertheless. Nakna I Regnet, Naked in the Rain, by Vlad Reiser, I just thought was quite cheap, quite dull. I don't even really remember it. It probably finished 4th here. I know that he has quite the online following. He's popular in Sweden, his YouTube channel, all of that business. But the song's nothing special. Direct to the final, and this was a bit of a surprise, but a very welcome one. Malu Pritz with I Do Me. She's only about 15 years old. The song is very, I don't want to say age appropriate, but I guess it sort of is. It's age appropriate pop. She was wearing yellow and black plaid. The performance was pretty good, and she's likeable, and she's not got a bad voice. Perhaps she has a lot of young followers who voted for her in huge numbers. I don't know. She will be in the final alongside Hannah Ferm and Liamu with Hold You, a song that really isn't anything original, but it's performed well, it sounds good, it looks good. It's probably the song to beat in this year's Melodifestivalen at this moment in time. Maybe you disagree with me, in which case let me know in the comments. So, semi-final 3. You can listen to snippets of the songs and see brief rehearsal footage online. The best place to do it is svtplay.se. I assume wherever you are in Europe, you'll be able to watch this footage. I'm in England, I can watch it fine. I just watched it before recording this video, so feel free to take a look if you haven't already. So I've got some notes here. Song 1 is Somebody Wants, performed by the Lovers of Valdero. They won the Swedish talent show P4 Nesta last summer. I apologise, they didn't win, they finished second. So this is the sort of wild card entry. The music and lyrics are by Peter Boström and Thomas Gerson, two very experienced songwriters. So it's a bit of a surprise that the song is a little disappointing. It's sort of indie pop, indie rock. The beat, to me, sounds ever so slightly similar to Dance You Off by Benjamin Ingrosso, last year's Swedish entry. I feel as though the performance could be cooler. I feel as though it could be stronger. There's a bit of choreography. There's a couple of women dancing on stage with them. It's two guys. I just feel as though it lacks a bit of power. I feel as though it's missing something special. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a non-qualifier. Song 2 is Dolly Style. They are back. I believe this is their third Melfest entry. Their lineup changes all the time. It's three girls. The song is called Habibi. Music and lyrics are by Jimmy Jansson, Paula Hammarlund and Robert Norberg. And this is clearly a song that is aimed at a younger generation. I don't think anybody over the age of 12 is really going to enjoy this that much. It's summery pop, very accessible for a young audience. They're wearing pastel-coloured outfits. I haven't really got much written down here. It's okay. It's nothing amazing. Their first Melfest entry was called Hello Hi. I actually really quite like that song, even if it is a bit silly. Their second entry, Roller Coaster, a few years ago, I'm not such a fan of. This song, it's fine, it's harmless, but it's never going to really get that many votes. Song 3 is Martin Stenmark, who of course has represented his country before in 2005 with Las Vegas, not one of Sweden's best, it has to be said. He's been in Melfest a few times since. His song, which is in Swedish, is called Låt skiten brinna, which means let the shite burn. And the music and lyrics are by Uno Svenningsson, Tim Larsson and Tobias Lundgren. This is a bit of a ballad, I guess. He's wearing a black jacket. It's a bit of a rousing sort of song. I've got dull staging, but an okay voice. And I think that's absolutely the case. The song is fine. He's obviously very experienced. He's got no worries at all about being on a stage like this. But the song is a little bit of a letdown. It's, again, lacking that little extra something. I like him, though. But I can't see him ever really representing Sweden again. So this will do well to get into the top 4. Song 4 is another experienced musician, Lena Hedlund with Victorious. The music and lyrics here are by Melanie Weber, Richard Edwards, Dino Medan-Hodzic and Johanna Jansson, who's better known for her stage name, Dotter. And she was in Melfest last year with Cry, which surprisingly was knocked out early. Anyway, she's a co-writer on this song. Lena is best known for being a member of the pop group Alcazar, a group that has tried numerous times to represent Sweden. They've come very close in the past. She's going solo this time. The song, I've got dated pop written down here, but she has an okay voice. The staging seems okay. It's a very safe sort of song. There's really nothing amazing about it, but it's catchy. You can listen to it more than once and not get bored. I think it's a fairly good song, but it's not winning, let's be honest. Moving on to song 5, this is Om Igen. I can't remember what that translates as. Over again? I can't quite remember. Anyway, it's performed by Omar. Music and lyrics are by Omar, Johan Lindbrandt, Robin Schoenberg and Jens Hult. Robin, of course, represented his country in 2013 in Malmö. He's actually the last Swedish representative not to finish in the top 10. Omar was part of Fo and O, or the Foo Conspiracy, if you prefer. A very successful group of lads who had a few hits in Sweden not so long ago. They've split up. Omar, like Oscar Rennestad, who was in the previous semi-final, going solo. So this song I've got, it's R&B meets pop. There's a bit of a reggae beat. He looks fairly confident. He's fairly young. There's a bit of choreography. I've put down here that the whole performance, the rehearsal footage I've seen, again, it just comes across as a bit dull. It's lacking something extra. I can't imagine people in Sweden are going to watch this and really be blown away by it, because I'm not. I think that he does have a lot of fans, though, so I think this will do better than his former Fo and O bandmate, Oscar. I can see this finishing in the top 4. Then we move on to arguably the 2 best songs. Am I missing somebody out here? Don't think so. Song 6 is Who I Am, performed by Rebecca Carlsson. She was born in June 2000. She was on Idol 2016 and was the runner-up. Rebecca then. The music and lyrics of this song are by Rebecca, Anders Rethov and Henrik Pieroff. This sounds promising. I feel as though the chorus might be a bit low on lyrics, which isn't great, but I've got here, she's all in white, she's got an okay voice, it's a pop song, it's promising. There's somebody dressed as a ballerina on stage, and there's somebody else with a hoop, I think. I can't quite remember. But there's this, I'm just going to take a look here. Apologies if there's lag in this video, I do apologise. I'm just looking at the rehearsal footage again as I speak. Yeah, there's a couple of backing dancers. She's on a podium, blonde hair. Is that a hoop? I can't quite make it out. All I know is that the song isn't bad at all, and I can see this going direct to the final. And then we have our man, Jon Henrik Fjällgren, with Norrsken, which means Northern Lights. This is his 3rd Melfest entry, I believe. His first attempt came in 2nd place. His 2nd entry, which was part of a duo, didn't do quite as well. This song, a lot of people are saying it could be Sweden's entry in Tel Aviv. Me personally, I disagree. The music and lyrics are by Jon Henrik, Fredrik Kempe, David Kreuger and Niklas Karlsson Mattsson. This is atmospheric. He's all in white. There's a smoke machine. There are flames. I think it has the potential to be a really powerful entry. I think visually it could be really superb. This feels more melodic than his previous 2 Melfest entries. This one seems a bit more accessible, a bit more enjoyable perhaps. It is performed in Swedish. That alone makes me think that he won't win, because Sweden, and I think I'm right in saying this, haven't sent a song in their own language since 1998. I think. So that alone makes me believe that Jon Henrik will not be our winner. But he's a good performer, he's an experienced performer, I think he really wants to win, and it sounds alright. It really does. It doesn't sound like a bad song at all. But I do wonder if this is a bit of a disappointment after all the hype that there was going into listening to this song. So many people were saying it's his year, and now it might actually not be his year. But that's it. Those are my thoughts on semi-final 3, and let me know what you think. Maybe you think I'm talking an absolute load of rubbish, in which case leave a comment saying so, or maybe you do agree with me. Whatever you think, let me know. I have put down here in my notes that Jon and Rebecca will go through directly to the final, with Lina and Omar going into the second chance round, which means that the Lovers of Valdero, Dolly Style and Martin will miss out my personal top 7 at the moment. Of course, I will need to hear the songs in full to have a better idea of my personal ranking. But last place for me is Omar, The Lovers of Valdrose 6th, Martin 5th, and then my top 4, Dolly Style, Lena Headland, Rebecca Karlsson, and Jon Henrik Fjällgren. Really, Jon Henrik should be winning this semi-final by a huge margin. But I still think that Victoria or Hannah Ferm and Liamu, those are the acts to beat at this stage. Maybe you disagree with me, maybe you think I'm talking complete sense. Whatever it is, let me know. Before I finish this video, I just want to hold up this little whiteboard here. It'll be back to front on camera, but this is my personal top 8 so far of this year's Eurovision. At the time of recording, this weekend, many more countries are choosing their entries, so this list will be bigger within the next couple of days. I will be making another Eurovision update video at some point where I go through all of the countries and what we know so far, and I will be filming my next Eurovision look back episode. I believe I'm up to 2013 now. I'll be filming that at some point. Things are quite busy, so I will try to do it within the next week or two, so do be on the lookout for that if you're interested. I'll be talking about the 2013 contest. So, my top 8 at this moment in time: 8th place Albania, 7th Czech Republic, 6th Montenegro, 5th the UK, which is where I'm from, 4th Italy. I think that could be a serious contender in Tel Aviv if it comes across very well live. 3rd France, 2nd Spain, and I know it's controversial, here come the dislikes, but my favourite song so far, you might just be able to make that out, it's Australia. Yes, it is. I think it's an absolutely wonderful song, and it stands out a mile. Also, just before I started filming this video, we know that Poland will be represented by a group of women, it looks like, called Tulia. I'm just taking a look here. Tulia, that's how you spell it. Yes, 4 women. They all look like they're in their early 20s, if that. Come on. Tulia are 4 singers who combine their classic white voice, okay, white voice folk music with the most modern production. Interesting. I'm guessing it's going to be perhaps something in Polish and something quite traditional. Anyway, if you're Polish, let me know. Maybe you've heard of them. So, until next time, my next video will more than likely be this time next week, where I talk about semi-final 4 and look back on semi-final 3. I will be filming that Eurovision update video at some point. And yes, that's all there is. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.